Hi everybody, Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Hi everyone, 3 graded stakes races on Saturday at Santa Anita, and you better get there early, or at least turn on your computer early, because the first graded stakes race is in race number 1. It's kind of neat when the racing office mixes things up a little bit, puts a graded stake in the very first race of the day. Sometimes they run it as the last race of the day. 3 graded stakes on Saturday. The first one is in race number 1, and it's the grade 3 Thunder Road. It's a mile on grass for older horses. And I don't know, in early February, do turf milers really matter? I don't want to besmirch the entrance in this field, but Subconscious and company probably are not going to remind anybody, at least not yet, of the top turf milers in California, those being Smooth Like Straight and Hit the Road. It's an interesting race in that there is not a confirmed front runner in the field. Let's take a look at the field of 6. Only 6 entered this race. Small fields have been the unfortunate story of the winter meet at Santa Anita, and only 6 in this race. And there's really not a confirmed front runner in the field, which makes handicapping analysis a little bit tricky. Normally, when you handicap a race, you can have at least some idea of how the race is likely to unfold. Now, I think I know who's going to make the lead, and we'll talk about him in a minute, but I could be wrong about this because the horse I think is going to make the lead is on the rail, number 1, Subconscious. He's not really a true front runner. He likes to have a target to run at, as do many grass horses, but there's just no confirmed speed horse in this field. So it makes analysis a little bit dicey going in, and I think this race might be a little bit more wide open than the bettors are expected to make it. I want to first talk about a horse that we don't know much about, and his name is Hurricane Cloud. He was transferred to California from France by his owner, and Hurricane Cloud is an interesting horse because he makes his U.S. debut in a relatively soft field of California turf milers. There are no champions in this race, at least not yet. And sometimes when a race comes up a little bit on the weak side, as I kind of think the Thunder Road is, it's a perfect opportunity for a new horse. An allowance caliber horse overseas was Hurricane Cloud. Maybe he is capable of springing an upset first start back. I asked John Sadler point blank early this week. Sadler trains Hurricane Cloud. Is Hurricane Cloud the type of horse that you're going to give a race to, or is he the type horse that could fire first time out? Sadler said yes. He's the type of horse that could fire first time out. So in a wide open race, and Hurricane Cloud could be overlooked by bettors, I would give him a chance only out of, I hate to say this, but disrespect for the rest of the field. Okay, let's talk about some of the horses that we do know a little bit about, including Count Again. And I'm going to go in reverse order of the horses that I picked, 3, 2, 1. My third preference is Count Again. He's trained by Phil D'Amato. D'Amato has 2 in the field, Count Again and Ready Soul. And Count Again, when he fires, he's a lightly raced 7-year-old. He's only made 13 starts. He's won 4 of them. Lightly raced 7-year-old coming in off of a layoff since last summer. He will fire fresh. The problem is he's a come from behinder in a race where the pace is murky. But when he fires, he can be as good as any, almost as good as any turf miler in California. And if we go back in time to early last year, March, in the grade 1 Frank Kilroe, that's the top turf mile of the winter meet. You're going to see what I mean. That's Count Again on the far outside, trailing the field. This race is going to be won by Hit the Road with Smooth Like Straight in second. We talked about them earlier, the top turf milers in California. But Count Again, flying down the middle of the track. He's going to make it close at the wire, finish third by less than a length. A good, solid effort by Count Again. And if he reproduces that race, first start since last August, I think he'll be right there. Again, his closing style puts it at a disadvantage because the pace scenario in this race is murky, to say the least. Okay, D'Amato's Second starter, and my second preference, is number 5, Ready Soul. Ready Soul is a lightly raced 5-year-old. He's started 13 times. He's won 3. And we're going to take a look at Ready Soul winning an allowance race on October 31st at Santa Anita. He was forwardly placed in this race. And I emphasize forwardly placed. Now, they went 48-112, but I think the fractions could be similar on Saturday in the Thunder Road. Ready Soul with a pace pressing trip. He held off Media Blitz and won this race by a neck. He earned a good number in that race, 4.25 on Thorograph, a 92 on Buyer Speed Figures. So Ready Soul, another contender in a race that could go a number of ways. But the horse to beat is a horse that required the ultimate equipment change before he became a really top horse. He's a son of Tappet, and the last thing you want to do with a Tappet is geld them unless you want to have a racehorse, and that's exactly what happened. Trainer Dick Mandela suggested that Subconscious was probably going nowhere as a colt, as a full horse. He suggested gelding the horse, and since being gelded, Subconscious, he went on a tear. We're going to take a look at 3 starts back, a one other than allowance win, and this was kind of the breakout performance by Subconscious. He lost a lot of ground through the turn, and he won convincingly. He won by nearly 2 lengths with a 92 Buyer Speed Figure. He got a 3.25 on Thorograph. This was an impressive one other than win, and I think it's the best race that he's run so far. He did come back in his very next start and win the Grade 2 Twilight Derby, and then he misfired in the Hollywood Derby, by which time Mandela believes he was a tired horse. But we're going to go back and take a look at his maiden win in summer at Del Mar, and this is a pivotal race relative to the Thunder Road on Saturday. I say that because Subconscious set the pace in this maiden race. I think he could set the pace on Saturday in the Thunder Road. There's no speed in the field. Now, I know it was just a maiden race, but that's not the point. The point is Subconscious was effective in a front-running, pace-setting role in that maiden win. In his subsequent starts, he rallied from just off the pace with targets to chase. But he showed last summer that he can be effective on the front end. I'm talking about Subconscious. And he's probably the horse to beat in the Thunder Road that came up a little bit soft this year. This race leads to the Grade 1 Kilrow in early March. We're going to find out how good Subconscious is. I expect him to fire first start back. He's the horse to catch. He's the most likely winner, but I wouldn't mind putting a couple dollars on that European import Hurricane Cloud as well. Subconscious, the horse to beat, the horse to catch in the Thunder Road. It's race 1 on Saturday at Santa Anita.